Welcome to Level Up, the video game podquiz, where we take a contemptuous sideways glance at the week's news and test our video game trivia. In the best video game tradition, the players level up by earning experience, which is awarded by me for being interesting, knowledgeable and amusing. And while XP can't be lost, an incorrect answer will see XP awarded to the other players. Joining me this week is the Gaming Daily Appreciation Society. Craig Lager.
Hello.
Elliot Metson.
Hello.
And Ed Fenning.
Hello.
So, Gaming Daily, Craig. What happened to that?
What happened? Well, how long have you got? Because I've got a big answer for this.
A big? Oh, I wasn't. I was expecting you to say I got sick of games and the type of stuff that I was sending in was just garbage and you couldn't be asked reading it anymore.
No, well, because I've talked about this a lot actually, like with a lot of people, and it always had a problem in that we had really high standards. So anybody that was good enough to write for it should be getting paid for it, and then eventually they start getting paid, so then they don't have time to write for us for free. And then I had the same problem, and then everybody lost interest.
Nice.
So I guess it wasn't that big an answer.
Yeah, that would fit on the back of a fag packet.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Great site, though. It was a great site.
It was really good to do. And I think it helped a lot of people to get paid and get jobs. So that was mission accomplished, really.
Cool.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. in peace.
But now the home of the Not A Game podcast, which is almost as good as Level Up Podquiz.
Yeah. Never will be as good though, will it, Kev?
Well, but you've got to set your goals high. If you don't reach for it, you can never get there. You've got to reach, Greg. You've got to. Right. Buzzers. Do we all have some form of device or means of attracting my attention?
Well, I don't know if it'll attract you, but...
Yeah. I do have that, but I don't know if it's a buzzer.
Okay. Thank God this isn't video. Go on then, Craig. What do you got?
Right. This is my buzzer. I'm going to try and make it make a noise. That was loud. There you go.
What, pray tell, is that?
You already know because we had to restart the podcast.
Is that a
Keep the
child
mystery.
recorder?
No, it's an ocarina themed to look like the Ocarina of Time, which was a present.
Elliot.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
I have a button. I searched long and hard for my buzzer. I'm not entirely sure whether the microphone will pick up cleanly or not, but we'll give it a go. That is a man shouting GG, as in good game.
I couldn't make out what he was saying, but I could hear the shouts.
Yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. I feel it encapsulates my power gamer personality.
Is that from one of your Power Gaming MLG 360 tournaments?
No, it's me shouting GG at some point. No,
Right.
it's really not. It's
Sure?
but
I think it is. I'm going
it
to accept
probably
the
is.
reality where it is you.
Okay, you can do that. Well, we can roll with that. That's fine.
Good.
And Ed, what have you got for us?
Well, I searched long and hard, and I managed to find this, which I hope works.
That's...
Is that, I want to guess, is it Tic Tacs?
No.
I was going to guess Tic Tacs as well.
I was going to say Smarties.
It is a tin of air rifle pellets.
Wow, never would have guessed that.
They're not edible.
No. See the sweetness and light of the rest of us. They're all thinking sweeties, and there's you armed.
Well, I am in the countryside. It's
How often do you go air rifling?
I'll just go into a field, I set some targets up, and I shoot things.
Pretty cool. Is
That
it
sounds
powerful,
something.
or is it like a 2-2 or what?
Oh yeah, it's only sort of like a 2-2.
It's cool.
Really? Okay, video games. Don't we all just love them to bits?
No.
No.
Some of them.
Might as well go then. Ed, what have you been playing recently?
Recently, other than Dota and Counter-Strike, I've started playing the Blackwell series.
I'm I'm actually not familiar with them.
It's about a woman who starts becoming clairvoyant, and then she has a ghost detective who goes and helps rescue the spirits of other sort of ghosts who've been murdered and things. It's like a series of 4 adventure games, and I just played the first few hours of the first one of the series, which it starts back in 2006, because the latest one just released this year, I think it was.
Nice. Worth checking out?
So far from what I've seen, yeah, I've been quite enjoying it, even though I said like something from 2006. I didn't know how well it would age, but it seems to be okay. An adventure game as well.
Well, old games aren't really an issue for me, considering that yesterday I started playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
How's that for
the original one?
Yes.
On the PlayStation?
Yeah, the original PlayStation one, yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah. I'd only ever played like the bit where you come out the sub at the start and go up in the lift. I'd never got beyond that point. So literally, but yeah, I've picked up all the Metal Gear Solid so I can start playing through them.
That's
and
cool.
see what
It's a series that I'd really like to get into, actually. It seems really interesting. I played like some of Twin Snakes, and I think I finished 2 on the Xbox. But other than that, I didn't really get into them. But the new one looks good.
Well, that's it. Just all the positivity around it. And it made me think, well, there's a series that I've missed out on. So here I've got the opportunity now to do it. So yeah.
Do you understand the story at all so far?
Well, kind of, but I'm not really far into it. Obviously, there's this team who seem to have gone rogue. I've taken over this Metal Gear that can launch a nuclear strike. And I get the impression that the leader of the team is a clone of you.
I'm going to say close enough because the real answer's too long.
Okay, cool. Elliot, been playing much?
A few things. I mainly play Team Fortress 2. That's like my consistent game. I've been playing that for years. But
You're still doing that?
Yeah, of course I'm doing TF2.
Is it still good? Is it though?
Yeah. But just because you take ages and ages off of it and then you go back to it and everything has changed and you get bewildered and you kind of come out and say, oh, this is shit now. Well, it's not. It's just, you need to get used to the changes.
Surely it's not still surprising though. Like, surely you've seen everything that game is ever going to give you now.
Well, you say that, but they introduced 2 new maps recently, both of them in beta, which is quite good for Valve actually, because they've been typically very closed off with how they treat the stuff that's in development with TF2. Even when they had an installable beta, it was really similar to the main game, except they were just testing item changes more than anything. There was nothing kind of map-based. Nowadays, they're kind of opening up a little bit more to the community, and there's a big update coming soon, which is going to be focused around entirely community-created content and some changes to like maps and weapons and stuff, which are also decided by some like key community players and stuff. Which is big, because obviously that means it's kind of one step closer to Valve handing control of TF2 to the players and kind of letting it grow from there, rather than, because I mean TF2's been in a state where it's been sporadically updated for a while now, so it'd be good for the players to have some sort of to have a bit more sway in it, I should say.
Right.
So that'd be good.
Do you not believe in video game monogamy, Craig?
Yeah, if it's a good game.
Oh.
So like, if it's
Shots
TF2.
fired.
Shots, don't you have some TF2 items that are worth loads of money?
Yes. Right,
and
I still have about 15 people each week try to add me on Steam and just fucking pester me all the time. It annoys me, but I also record everything they say to me as well. Which I hope to put into a big article someday.
Wow. What is it they're trying to get?
So, again, bloody theme of adventure games. Sam Max, when they did their 3D series, one of Telltale's earlier sort of games, I went and pre-ordered like the whole 5-episode set because I was interested to see what they did with Sam and Max, and it happened to be one of the first games I did pre-ordering items for TF2 before TF2 was as the big thing it is now, where it was still something you had to pay for. It was something that came in the orange box, and again, no one really knew that there was going to be this whole TF2 economy, and I didn't get it for the items, and so I just happened to get it. And the items themselves is a pair of fucking bunny ears and an alternate skin for the spy's revolver. And people, like, over the years, the offers have just gone up, and the scams people have tried to pull to try and get them off of me just seem to get more outlandish as it goes on. Like, people offering me £200, people offering to buy me 4 games of my choice on Steam, people offering me what's become the TF2 de facto currency of earbuds. Like, Elliot, do you know about this? Like,
Yeah.
How much is a earbud worth now?
In terms of what? In terms of real money?
Yeah, in terms of if you were to cash out on those earbuds.
That's a good question. I would guess around $30, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm not a great trader, so not 100% sure.
I've been sort of like offered 5 of those. They're meaningless to me, but the fact that if I was in the know to cash them out, it's just this ridiculous thing. And it's all for a pair of bunny ears that at the end of the day are just going to be worn on some digital character's head. And it mystifies me, this sort of trading up in the TF2 world and things, where you've got people who like start with the whole story of the chap who had a paperclip and he traded all the way up to a house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people seem to be doing that with TF2 items, but I don't know what their end goal is. Like, 'cause the only money that economy is worth is the money people put into it to buy, like, an item on the spur. But I don't know who buys items past the price of, say, 5p. I don't know who's spending £70, £100 on, like, a Counter-Strike knife and things. I don't know who these people are and what they get from it. Like, it's just...
There are hats in TF2 that cost thousands of dollars. Yeah. And people are buying them. It's a market that is actually active, and people are dipping in and out of it. And yeah, it baffles me as well how people are finding that much money to spend on a burning hat in a video game. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh my!
Indeed, that's not even all I've been playing. But never mind.
Okay, Craig?
Usual for me, Dark Souls and Assetto Corsa. And that's it. That's all that I ever play anymore.
Dark Souls 1 or 2? Wait, have you moved on to the second one yet?
Yeah, I'm playing the second one. I'm replaying it at the moment with a new strength build with a guy that I'm going to take onto the DLC. So that's quite exciting.
There was a notable change in the tone of your voice, and I actually felt your excitement. I was
quite excited.
It was quite wonderful.
The DLC is going to be good, and I'm very confident about this new character that I'm doing because it's interesting to play. He has a move where, because he's a strength character, so he's quite well built and has like armor, and because normally like I play light armored things, so like you're dodging around and you're quite weak, whereas he's like just big and has a big sword and a big shield, and he does this thing where he can jump and smash people on the head with his shield so hard that it puts them on the floor, and then you can just start swinging your big sword at them when they're on the ground. It's really funny. It's good.
Cool. Is it as brutal as the first one, the second one, though?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's quite as interesting as the first one, but I don't know if that's just because like the first one was the first time I played a Souls game. But I don't think it's quite as strong thematically, but it's still phenomenal.
Would you ever return to the first one now?
Yeah, definitely. At some point, I'm sure that I'll play through the first one again, just because I get a lot more nostalgic for even though like it's not that long since I finished playing it. Really, I get very nostalgic for the NPCs and stuff in the first one, and some of the areas. Like I'd love to see them again. So even though like the second one's a better engine and has better combat and a lot of better systems, it doesn't have the areas of Dark Souls 1, so yeah.
Could you boost me through co-op on the first one?
Oh, sorry?
Could you boost me through co-op?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as it still works after Games Windows Live shut down, then yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Because I tried it for the first first time a while ago.
Right.
Kind of went into, I don't know how much to spoil, because it's very much, from what I gather, an experience that's best kind of experienced as blind as possible, but with, maybe a little bit of advice in terms of what class to start and what skills you go for and stuff. But went into the graveyard first, which is like everyone's classic mistake. Yeah. And there's really tough enemies you just can't kill when you're that low level. So I went up a little bit.
Like, you can say, I made the classic mistake of going into the graveyard, because it's such a shared experience between so many people.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of games lack that. And it's the same through the whole game, like people struggle in the same places. So you can have like two people that play through Dark Souls talking about things, and because like the bits that are really frustrating, they'll really share it, and it's great to hear people talk about it. Such a fucking nerd for that game. Jeez.
Yeah, I've not played it yet. Got it, not played it. But I'm kind of scared to play it because I don't like games that frustrate. Because I have such a limited time to play. I almost want to breeze through things to get the story, bit of entertainment, and then I'll just walk away. And Dark Souls will just beat me in and leave me a wrecked shell of a man.
Yeah, it won't let you breeze through it at all.
No.
But I think it's so much more rewarding because of that. And also, like, even to get to the story, it won't just give you a story. You've really got to, like, look at everything. Like, so much of the story is just in, architecture and item descriptions. There's no cutscene dialogue at all. What a game, eh? This game.
Okay, great stuff. Right then, gentlemen, on with the news quiz. Elliot, I'm going to pick on you.
Oh, good.
I'm going to let you go first. As ever with the news round, there are 6 imaginary boxes to select from. Each will lead to a question rooted in a news story from the past 7 days. So, start us off. Pick a number from 1 to 6.
I'll go with number 2.
Number 2. Why might there be a crisis on the home front?
This, I assume, would be down to Crytek selling off Homefront, their IP, which spawned, I think, 1 game so far, and they're developing another one. They sold it to Deep Silver, who published Saints Row and stuff like that. I assume it's based on that, is it?
That's it. Exactly spot on, yes.
I think they're selling everything, aren't they? Because they've gone bankrupt. Or nearly bankrupt.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, well, they've been looking for financiers, haven't they, to refinance the company.
Mm. Why would you? Who cares about Crytek? They've not released a good game.
I really enjoyed the original Far Cry, and I quite enjoyed the Crysis games. I mean, they're not great. They are more like tech demos of the engine, but again, it's a nice engine, and people are used to it.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of their value is now. But they're not just developers anymore. I think they expanded into publishers, which might be a reason why they're in trouble now, because they're maybe trying to do too much. I don't know, but CryEngine probably is a big reason why they're.
Nobody is using CryEngine, though, are they? Like, what's being made in it? I might be wrong, but I remember looking at this not that long ago, and nobody actually uses it.
Yeah. I must have. You got me on that one. I don't know. I don't know who would be using it and who isn't, and who is, and
crap.
Yeah,
crap
there you go. Oh well. Yes, this is the story that, having spent most of the past week denying they were in financial trouble, Crytek have ceased UK operations and sold the Homefront IP and all associated resources to Koch Media. The former employees of Crytek Nottingham will transfer to Koch and continue to work on Homefront: The Revolution as Deep Silver Dambuster Studios. Because Crytek actually bought the IP, didn't it? Who was it who had it originally?
God,
I want to say Activision.
Never played the game.
No, it was THQ. THQ published it, but I can't. Who? Chaos.
Oh.
Chaos developed it. THQ published it, isn't they? That's right. There you go.
Poor THQ.
Yes.
THQ did good things.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they spent a fortune on designing a new logo and a new branding, and then they were gone.
Yeah.
Sick.
THQ published Supreme Commander. That's how good they were.
Yeah.
Dawn of War.
WWF No Mercy. That was my favourite.
Right, Ed. Number 2 has gone. Pick a number from 1 to 6.
I'll go for number 1.
Number 1. Which distributor is no longer master of their finances and going solely electronic?
Right, can someone else jump in here?
To be fair, you're probably too young to... In fact, you're probably all too young to really appreciate this story.
Which, it's not... Wait, this isn't Mastertronic, is it?
It is.
Wow. I didn't even know they were still a thing.
Yeah.
I'd take it none of you know the story then.
No.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, well, this is Mastertronic, who have been around since I was a Spectrum-owning teenager. But unable to make loan repayments, they've applied for a company voluntary agreement to avoid being wound up. As part of the process, they're removing all physical elements, such as their Cambridge HQ, retail media, and 40% of their staff.
Oh, Mastertronic.
Yeah.
Well, did they just republish games? Is that all that they did?
Well, more recently, yeah. I mean, back in, I'm trying to think of the long convoluted history of Mastertronic, because the name did disappear for a while. I think it was when they were taken over by Virgin Games. But originally they were a publisher. They just got people to send in games to them, and they'd publish them. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, certainly in the early days of the Spectrum and the Commodore 64, they were a top brand because they were cheap as well. $1.99 would get you a specky game, and a lot of the time they were really good games, really really good games. So yes, it's a sad demise of Mastertronic. Well, sad demise.
They'll keep going.
Yeah, they'll keep going for a while and they'll be back again. That seems to be what they do. But yeah,
they published all the PC Gamer things, didn't they?
Yeah, they were sold out. People, whatever it is, that little. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the branding just kept coming back. It would go away for a while and then it'd come back. It may well do the same again now.
Yeah, I've got an Operation Flashpoint here. Mastertronic, PC Gamer. I don't know what this is. PC Gamer presents Mastertronic things. Weird.
There you go. Right, Craig, your turn. 1 and 2 have gone.
6, please.
6. Who's saying it's only the publishers who should be damned, or in this case, sued?
I don't know. Who is saying that? I don't know. I haven't got a clue on this. Well, other than the clue that you gave me, but I can't figure that out.
Oh, I might know. Kind of based loosely on something I read. Would this be related to Gearbox?
It would be related to Gearbox, yes.
They're trying to get themselves out of trouble with the Aliens Colonial Marines kind of lawsuit, which is based on the idea of them being quite dishonest with what was shown in the E3 demo and what actually came out, which was, by all accounts, the steaming pile of shit that it was.
Yeah.
I never played it, but that's what I saw and what everyone's said. So, yeah, I guess it's related to that.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Did any of us? I mean, I didn't. Craig, Ed, either of you managed to play Aliens Colonial Marines?
No, I would like to take this opportunity to register how much I fucking hate Gearbox. They're a terrible company.
Any particular reason?
Well, they get so much attention, and they don't release anything good ever. Like Borderlands is terrible, Colonial Marines was terrible, Duke Nukem Forever was terrible. Why are they even a company still?
I liked Borderlands 2.
Didn't they do Opposing Force way back when? Half-Life?
Yeah, that was where they got their start. Yeah, they worked with Valve with Half-Life and porting it, and when they were doing that, they worked on a bit of Counter-Strike, and yeah, they did Opposing Force and
I think they ported Halo as well, actually. Or they did something with Halo.
No, I think you're right. I think, yeah.
Didn't they also make, what what's it called? The thing like the TV Brothers in Arms. That's it.
Yes, I think they did. Yeah, that was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what, Craig? You're absolutely right.
I know, they're terrible. This is what I mean. This is why I fucking hate Gearbox, because they get a lot of fuss and people like assume that they're okay, but they're not. They're really bad at making games.
Is this the news quiz or Room 101?
I just need any platform to complain now.
I'd like to put Randy Pitchford into Room 101, to be
he's
fair.
a bellend, isn't he?
He's such a knob. I mean, is anything that man says true? Let's be honest.
What does he say?
Is his name even Randy Pitch? You can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth, can you? Yes, this is the story about Gearbox, who have asked to be withdrawn from the class action lawsuit brought in response to the release of the released version of Aliens Colonial Marines. The version of the game that went on sale was markedly different from the version shown at trade shows and in trailers leading up to its release. Gearbox have claimed that it was Sega as the publisher who were responsible for all marketing material and who decided the game was in a saleable state and so are solely responsible. Gearbox also claimed that they had to supplement their budget in order to finish the game and that the game didn't sell enough for Gearbox to receive any payments other than the milestone payments made by Sega during development, to which the only answer can be good.
Fuck 'em.
Exactly right. Yes. Okie dokie. Right, we're back to you then, Elliot. What have we got left? We've got 3, 4, and 5 left.
Oh, I'll go down the middle with 4 then in that case.
Number 4. Who's got all the access to themselves?
Presumably EA. EA access.
You're on the right road. Very nice.
5.
You're on the right road, but it's not
the right road.
The answer isn't EA.
Okay. Well, I guess because it's exclusive to Xbox One, then I guess that would be it. Microsoft would have the EA access all to themselves. Basically, it's a service that for like $5 a month or so, you get like unlimited access to the Battlefields and the FIFAs that EA have to offer. Not everything, I think, that they have released, but
how much a month?
Like the big titles, $5. Which, I mean, if all you play every year like is Battlefield and FIFA, then that comes to about $60, which is about £40, which is about what you'd pay to buy Battlefield or FIFA every year. So it's pretty good value. It probably works out over long term, so it's not too bad an idea. So yeah, it's actually a surprisingly not bad idea from EA.
So hold on. So you give EA $5 a month, and that will give you access to the whole EA library, including all the DLC.
No.
No.
There are limitations and restrictions. Not the whole library's being launched. You can pay annually as well. It's $30 annually or $5 a month. There's a select few games that are launching with it, and they are going to add and keep adding to it.
Right.
But like when FIFA 15 comes out, that won't launch on it, but you will get a discount if you buy it. And then probably after 8 months or in the lead up to FIFA 16 coming out, that's when it'll go on the service.
Sounds shite.
Well, like I say, because Battlefield falls on it, so if you were going to be happy playing Battlefield 4 for the next couple of years, then, like Elliot says, there's an argument there to say, well, yeah, it might be worth it, and you'll get some other games in there with it. You'll get like, FIFA 14 and, like one of the NBA games or something, or Need for Speed Rivals. If you're into those games and you hadn't bought them already, it could be worth it. I'm not so sure that this type of subscription model, because if EA are going to do it and it's a success, what's to stop Ubisoft then doing it? And then 2K, and you're going to have separate subscription then for all the different publishers.
Yep. And maybe we won't own our games anymore.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Do we now, though?
Yeah, I actually researched this because it kind of popped into my head a little while ago with, do we own our games on Steam and all the rest of it? Because if you get your account suspended, there was a time where you would lose access to your games and all the stuff you bought would just be kind of lost to the ether. But apparently they quietly changed that at some point, I think last year or 2 years ago. So if you get your Steam account suspended now, it just effectively gets locked
Right.
from then going forward, so you can't buy extra stuff. Whether it's new games or DLC.
I don't think you still own it though, because even when you buy it, it still says now that you're buying a subscription to the game. You're not buying the game.
Yeah,
But I guess it's technicalities, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. And if Valve decide to turn everything off, then yeah, who knows? Could all just go anyway.
That's going to happen.
Could you imagine?
one day. It will happen, and then what are we going to do?
Not play Dark Souls.
All that money.
But is it that shocking when you've had MMO subscriptions for the longest time and things like this?
Yeah, and turn it off.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen when World of Warcraft just finally goes.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? But like, it must be at the point where nobody really cares anymore. Like, the numbers have got to drop significantly for them to not make a profit on that.
Mm.
Yeah. They'll have made so much money on it to date that it would be quite frightening, I imagine. I played it myself for years and years, and there were 11 or 12 million subscribers or something when I was playing, and then since then it's just kind of steadily dropped after I stopped playing. Not trying to claim credit for World of Warcraft's demise myself, but, you know.
Yeah, I think it's about 8 at the minute, isn't it, World of Warcraft?
8 million? Yeah. Yeah, 8 people.
Yeah, just 8 of them going round and round. Yeah, the answer was Xbox One owners, as EA announced their all-access subscription service on the Microsoft console. The plan, which will cost $5 a month or $30 per year, allows access to a range of EA titles for as long as you stay subscribed. Titles include FIFA 14, Need for Speed Rivals and Battlefield 4, though Titanfall was noticeable by its absence from the initial list. Originally planned for both Xbox One and PS4, the service was deemed poor value by Sony, and is definitely nothing to do with its similarity to their PlayStation Plus service or for its non-appearance on the platform.
Oh, Sony can piss off. Their PlayStation store is the biggest rip-off I've seen in a long time.
You think? Actually, I don't think the PlayStation store is too bad. I mean, if you're going out and buying stuff when it first released, then fair enough, but they have regular offers, and sometimes their sales are almost Steam rivaling levels of goodness. Yeah.
Oh, I just remember like Lou Proctor and things just like complaining and sort of just showing how ridiculous some of the prices they were selling things for. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, that happens. Like, I think if you look at Destiny on there, at the minute, Destiny's, they're asking £60 for, but you just wouldn't buy it on that platform for that. But it'll be in a sale at some point in the future, and you'll be able to pick it up for $5 or something, because they do that. And things like cross-buy and cross-play are brilliant. I've got to be honest, I've been really impressed with the PlayStation Network and the PS Plus service. It has been a pleasant surprise, given what a cynical and reluctant person I am to part with money. So there.
Right.
Sony are alright. And now it's your turn, Ed. We have 3 and 5 left.
Well, let's go for 3.
Number 3. This is my favourite question this week.
Oh, okay.
Which is the gayest console?
I have no idea what story this is in relation to, and I don't want to say. No, I have no idea. Someone jump in for me.
Anyone else want to have a guess? Or just name a console for fun?
Does this have anything to do with that sex toy peripheral I was reading about?
No, but tell me more. Why were you reading about it?
Well, I don't know. There's some peripheral that's being kickstarted at the moment. I can't remember its name. It's effectively a sex toy. I think it's just for women. I was reading all the articles and saw all the diagrams of vaginas and just got lost in the details. So the details escape me. But it's supposed to improve gamers' sex lives, and I think the other goal is to stop urinary incontinence in women through video games, because, you know, video games. But no, if that's not the answer, we'll not.
Fantastic. That's interesting. That was brilliant. But no, that wasn't the answer we were looking for.
Yes, let's never speak of it again.
The answer...
Is it a 3DS?
It's not the 3DS, no, it's not the 3DS. There's an argument to say the 3DS is the least gay console, given the furore over Tomodachi Life.
Which is why I was guessing maybe they'd gone the other way now. They're saying, no, the gays.
Suggesting they go both ways.
Oh, hey. The buy DS.
Yeah. No, it's actually the PlayStation 4, courtesy of Swedish retailer Webhallen, who are auctioning off a custom-made PlayStation 4 dubbed the GayStation for the gamers, with a Y obviously, to support the Swedish Federation of Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender and Queer Rights.
So what's the difference?
Have they just put a rainbow on it?
Yeah, they put a rainbow and a pixelated heart on it. And I've got to be honest, it looks lovely. I would totally buy one. But it's because it's being auctioned for obviously such a good cause. I think it was last check, it was about $2,500 or something, which is a bit much. Again, I'm reluctant to pay £350 for a next gen console.
Just get some paint a rainbow on yours.
That wouldn't be for a good cause, Crane.
No.
Well, showing support, or just, you'll have a rainbow, so that's good.
Look it up though, because it looks lovely. It's a lovely little, paint job on it. Lovely. Rainbows are lovely. Everything's lovely. Right, Craig, that leaves you with number 5.
Okay.
This is my favourite pun of the week.
Oh, wow.
Who had better results than they ever could have hoped for? Was that a grunt from Ed?
The people who made Destiny.
Absolutely right. Do you know?
I don't know who that is. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was the people from Bungie, wasn't it? But it's not Bungie anymore.
No, it is Bungie.
Oh, is it?
It is Bungie, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, because it's not Halo, but it sort of is Halo. And that's why it's Bungie. I know my game stuff.
Nothing gets past you. Yeah, have you seen any of the figures? Or
they were good.
They were very good.
It's about 4.5 million people, so we played the beta.
Yep.
Within like 2 weeks, which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think though that it's because it's genuinely good, or because there's loads of people with Xbox Ones and nothing to do with them?
Well enough, I downloaded it on both the 360, because obviously I haven't got the next gen console, but I downloaded it on both the 360 and the PS3 to compare it and play.
I didn't realise it was on last gen as well.
Yeah, it is. And bearing in mind, I'm not a Halo fan. I think the games are okay. I quite like the first one, because the first one did something new, even though it did become a bit of a corridor trudge at the end. I quite enjoyed it. But
I love Halo 1. I think it's fantastic.
I'm not a huge fan. I quite liked it, but it was by the end I was playing it just to finish it. And I've done the same with Halo 3 as well. Actually, yes, I did play Halo 2. I have to think about that one. Instantly forgettable game though, obviously. And Halo 3, again, played it through just for the sake of playing it through. But with Destiny, I only played the beginning of it, but what I was playing, I was thoroughly enjoying. And I think the moment it clicked was, I played through like the tutorial intro level, basically, that just sets it up. And then you go to like a hub, which is the tower, where it switches to third person. It's a bit like an MMO where you run around, there's other people running around, you speak to different people. And then you kind of go into orbit in your ship, and then you drop into Russia for the first mission. And then switches back to first person for that part of the game. And I'm playing it, and I'm happily doing what I need to. It says, go to this point, kill the bad guys, collect this piece, and I'm doing it, and it's just, shooter, quite nice, plays quite well, it's smooth, shooting action's quite nice, got the piece I needed, told me to go over to this place, and as I'm heading over there, I can see there's some other people on, just a bit further down on the map, and a big alien ship comes over and teleports a load of aliens in, who instantly start shooting at those guys over there, and I'm not kind of in their field of view, I'm over to the side, and I thought, okay, so I just started kind of going around the back of them, got myself into a nice elevated position, and started picking them off. And at that moment, just the fact that I just suddenly joined in somebody else's firefight and just helped give them a bit of breathing space so they could do what they needed to do, and then just buggered off on my way to go and do what I needed to do. I thought, this is good. I like this. And yeah, for somebody who isn't a Halo fan and is not a big fan of online shooters, if I had a PS4, I'd be buying Destiny. I wouldn't get it on the last gen because I've got enough to play on them, and I'd worry about how much I'm going to get out of it, because when am I going to retire the consoles that I've got? But if I had one of the next gens, I think Destiny would be a purchase.
I didn't realise how old Halo was now. I was at a grown-up party, we'll say, and I was a little bit merry, and as you do, there's some like 13, 12, 9-year-old playing on an Xbox, playing on Halo 4. So I sort of like start talking to them and say, used to be a game show and things, and they were like, very sceptical, so they sort of asked me, what happens in Halo 3 at the start? You have to climb the elevator, and they were amazed. They were shocked. Like, as impressing children is my best party trick. But, so just to sort of talk to them, because I've seen them playing Halo 4, so, what do you think of Halo 1? I haven't played Halo 1. Like, what? But you're playing the 4th one? Halo 1 came out before I was born.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, strictly speaking, those children shouldn't be playing Halo 4.
Well, yes, but, you know, I was playing Conker's Bad Fur Day and things when I was far too young. So I approve of that in some weird way, but I just didn't realise it'd been well over a decade, and there could be people enjoying the series now, even though they were underage on the box, that haven't even been part of the first one, and that's just how lasting that series has been.
Yeah.
I started replaying the first one not that long ago, like a couple of months ago, and I was amazed how well it still holds up in every way. Like, it still looks good, and the combat for it still feels great, because it does the really good thing of chucking you into a sandbox and letting you get on with it, and there's no hand-holding to it. So much of it is so open, and like, you forget how important that game was in setting up what is now in every shooter, like a separate button for grenades and like recharging health and only carrying 2 guns and all stuff like that. Halo did it first. It's incredible.
Did you start playing it again because of Brendan's video on it?
Yes, exactly because of that.
That's Brendan Caldwell, if you don't know who he is. Is that how you say his surname? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Sorry, Brendan.
Well, what's the video he's done?
He just really loves Halo 1, so he just did a little video just playing through the start of it and just pointing at all these things that sort of Craig says and just showing how much he loves the game and just sort of why it still holds up and why it's still a good game to play now. It was quite a good video. I'll give you a link if you want a link in the description or something.
Yeah, mail me the link and I'll put it in the...
I remember playing Halo 1 obsessively when I was like younger, and I even remember like being on the way to school and just thinking like I remember it being cold and it being near Christmas, and me just like feeling really fed up, and I just wanted to go home and play Halo. So like I just wandered back home, told my mum that I was ill, and then she gave me the rest of the week off because she didn't want me to be over Christmas.
No.
I sat about the house playing Halo.
Does your mum know about this?
No.
Is she likely to listen to this?
No.
That's unfortunate. That'd be a good way to find out, I think.
Yeah.
That's funny. I age Halo same as the way I age Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, and that's because of my daughter. Because not long after she was born was when I got my original Xbox, and I was off on paternity leave. I spent pretty much that 2-week paternity leave with her tucked into my armpit playing on an Xbox.
Oh.
On GTA 3.
GTA 3 and Vice City, yeah. Because I was on the Xbox, they came in a double pack, didn't they?
Yeah, I had that double pack. I remember it clearly. The silver box.
Yeah. Pretty sure I'd already played it on the PC. But, yeah, played it on the Xbox, and Vice City was just, oh, what a game. But yeah, and Halo, so...
For GTA 5, why did they do San Andreas and not Vice City again? Everybody wants Vice City 2. Why don't they do that?
Maybe because they can't. Again, so often a sequel detracts from the original, doesn't it? And it would worry me if they did Vice City, because let's face it, every GTA game since Vice City has been progressively worse.
You grumpy
No,
old man.
I disagree with that. 4 is a lot better than San Andreas.
Actually, yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah, it is, I suppose. Yeah. I prefer the setting and the story of San Andreas. Well,
I didn't like San Andreas.
up to the point that I played it, because again, at San Andreas, I just couldn't carry on with it. I just got to the point where I was like, no more.
I got to the flying missions and then rage quit forever. because it was uncontrollable.
Oh, God.
Stupid.
I blocked that part of San Andreas one though.
Terrible.
The fact that it had where you had to train your diving skills to be able to take on one mission,
God,
or had to go through the whole fucking flight school just to fly. In GTA 5, there's a part where it tells you, "Oh, go to the flying school for this mission," and it's like, but you can just skip it anyway, and they sort of berate you in the mission for skipping it, but like, just go fucking do it. Like, God, like, worst piece of games in the fucking history.
Oh, the consensus here is fantastic. I'm loving it.
This is why Gaming Daily never got popular, because everybody just fucking moans about everything ever.
We don't like games.
We don't even like it.
Video games piss. Oh, dear.
I played Dota 2 out as spy.
Right, yes. Well, going back to what the question was about, this was Activision and Bungie, who say 4,638,937 people played the beta for Destiny, which was open to all PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox 360 owners with an active Live or PlayStation Plus subscription. The full game is due to launch on the 9th of September. And very good it's looking too. A few other news snippets from the week. Last week we covered Good Old Games launching on Linux. Well, it seems that following the launch, a glitch in the system allowed purchasers to fill their baskets for free. To GOG's credit, when the glitch was discovered, rather than demand payment from all the recipients of free games, they instead put it down to experience and ensured goodwill and loyalty from their newfound Linux user base. Financial news, and in the last quarter, Nintendo lost loads, Microsoft made a fair bit, and Sony made bucketfuls. Clothing brand Diesel has launched a legal challenge to Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams developers Black Forest over their new game, Diesel Stormers. The clothing brand is unhappy that the game's currently in development references to fuel and might lead people to believe their overpriced denim or accessories are in some way involved. Of course, only a complete idiot would confuse Diesel clothing with Diesel Stormers the game, so to refer to the Italian clothing giant, they are only thinking of their customers.
Are they going to sue like BP as well? Have they seen how frequent the word diesel is used?
That's, people. Companies.
Yeah, power Land Rover on diesel. Put just some jeans in the fucking fuel.
And finally, indie darlings Hello Games made the cover of Edge with No Man's Sky. That's not really a news item, but it's just seemed wrong to go a week without mentioning No Man's Sky. How good's that looking, guys? How good's that looking?
Looks alright.
That game.
I've kind of kept myself away from it for now because I don't follow many games like step by step in development. There's a couple at the moment, but I haven't really been following that much, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to seeing it when it's closer to release, though.
They're talking very big about it, and I'm very skeptical of the things that they are saying.
I'm worried that the hype train is building a bit up too much momentum.
I had a long conversation with a guy called Michael Cook, who's doing a doctorate, I think, and he's made
Angelina.
He made Angelina, which is a program that makes its own games. And we were talking about like AI and like AI creativity and things, and we were saying like it's all well and good you saying that your algorithm can generate like a million levels or all these different creatures and stuff, but it makes no difference if they all feel the same. Like if one of them is red and one of them is blue, it's still the same thing. So I'd be very impressed if No Man's Sky can get around that.
Because it's a incredibly small team, isn't it, developing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's only about 6 of them, isn't
there?
Yeah. The guy that is the people that made Joe Danger, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, they split the team in half to make Joe Danger 2, I think it is, and then put the other half doing what they want, and they came up with this. And this somehow, I have no idea what it plays like from what you see in the trailer, but if they can deliver what they promised in the trailer and what I'm talking about, I'll be excited. But for now, I've been burnt by sort of hype trains or expecting too great things from games that I'm just trying to keep my distance from it.
Fair enough. I can't help myself. I'm just salivating all over it.
I really genuinely hope there's everything that they say it is, because that would be amazing. But I will not be surprised if it turns out to be 7 out of 10.
I thought for a moment, like, the clouds had parted, Gaming Daily had stopped being cynical. Like, we think it will deliver, and then, nah, 7 out of 10.
Oh, brilliant. Okie dokie, guys. It's time for our general trivia fastest finger round. So, audible attention-seeking apparatus at the ready.
Tune in my ocarina.
How do you tune an ocarina?
You don't know.
Put your finger over a hole and blow. Hashtag my sex life.
Fingers on your respective devices. We mentioned Mastertronic earlier, who published a series of games commencing with Finders Keepers, which starred a little character who appears in the Level Up banner. Can any of you tell me what that character is called? Can any of you picture what the Level Up logo is?
Yes. It's a series of sprites in kind of evolution kind of thing in a progressive line, isn't it? And so
Yes.
I think the one is on the far left.
That's the chap. Or
You're
lady.
like a sprite.
Mm.
I don't know what he's called though.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. That's the Magic Knight. None of you heard of Magic Knight?
Oh,
All right. Magic Knight first appeared in Finders Keepers in 1985. Then in Nighttime, also in 1985, because development was that quick in them days. Spellbound in 1986, Stormbringer in 1987, and had the guy that made them games been given the opportunity to make a fifth in the series, the big reveal at the end was going to be that Magic Knight was actually a girl. So there you go. They were great, the Magic Knight games on the Spectrum, and I think they were on the 64 as well. Oh well. Gearbox. There we go. Back to Gearbox, our favourite devs. When they aren't making terrible shooters like Aliens, Colonial Marines, they're making average shooters like Borderlands. But on what planet is Borderlands set? Elliot.
That's really long-winded for how long it should be. The planet's called Pandora.
It is.
Yeah.
shit light. Oh, it's that Pandora's box named the planet Pandora. Fuck. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
My brother-in-law refers to it as Boredom Lands.
No.
Oh, cutting edge.
What's the name of the little robot chaps who frequent Pandora offering advice and assistance? Craig.
Claptrap.
It is indeed Claptrap.
They were the best thing about Borderlands by a fucking mile.
The only thing.
That's one of the things I like about Borderlands 2 is his writing. Like, the writing for his character is really good. There's a lot of good funny writing in that game. Like, it goes kind of underappreciated because of Randy fucking Pitchford.
Okay. On the subject of shooters, it's time for our listener question, which I'm renaming the Stuart Luff Appreciation Corner. And this week, Stuart asks, in 1993, id Software changed gaming forever when they released the first-person shooter classic Doom. A year later, they released a sequel. But what was the game's full title? Craig.
Is it Doom 2 Hell on Earth?
It was Doom 2 Hell on Earth. Exactly right.
Yes.
I must admit,
I
I
know that
did.
because I'm old.
I'm older, but I didn't know it was called Hell on Earth. I just thought it was Doom 2. That question genuinely surprised me. I was quite pleased to get that.
The more you know.
Yeah. So thanks again, Stuart, for sending that in. And again, please keep sending them. And if anybody else wants to send questions in, please do to leveluppodquiz@gmail.com. Right. Before Doom, there was Wolfenstein 3D. And while there have been sequels to that game, none of them were from id. Can you name any of the games that bear the Wolfenstein name or the developers? Craig.
Wolfenstein Enemy Territory made by Splash Damage.
Absolutely right. Very good.
Don't know any others.
Anyone else want to try? There's four in total, 4 first-person shooters that bear the Wolfenstein name.
So I think
Oh,
there
I know
was...
another one. Wait,
Go on, Craig.
Bethesda did Wolfenstein. Something.
Where's the...
You mean the new one?
The new one, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 3D. Is that... Oh, we've done that.
We did that one.
Shit. Wolfenstein The New Order? Or is that the newest one?
Wolfenstein: New Order is the newest one, but who did it?
I just told you that. Bethesda. Is it not Bethesda? Did they publish it?
Yeah, they published it.
Oh, shit.
Although you got me doubting myself now, I'm going to have to double check that. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I remember what. Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein was one as well.
Did Splash Damage do that one as well? Because it was about the same sort of time.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
I think it did.
No, they didn't.
Ah, okay. I don't know who published it or developed it, rather.
Did Gearbox make the new fucking movie?
No, the new one's supposed to be quite good.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there's four. They were Return to Castle Wolfenstein in 2001, which was done by Grey Matter. Wolfenstein Enemy Territory in 2003 by Splash Damage. Wolfenstein in 2009 from Raven. We all forgot that one. Yeah. And Wolfenstein: The New Order by Machine Games.
Craig just said Wolfenstein on its own.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
0 points for
Yeah.
Craig.
In fact, no, deduct that point.
Yeah, 0 points for Craig.
What? Why 0 points? I gave more answers than anybody.
Minus 2 points for backcheck.
Who are Machine Games? What have they made?
I've got no idea.
Now you're starting to doubt their existence.
Yeah, I think it was Bethesda, as I've stated.
This is the debut from Machine Games. They are a subsidiary of ZeniMax, so basically they're owned by ZeniMax.
So it was fucking Bethesda.
It probably was. Probably was part of the team, just annexed sideways to make that. But it's Machine Games, so they're
They
Whatever.
didn't throw you off the scent.
It's corrupt.
it's a fix. And finally, 'cause it's getting late and I'm tired. It's been a while since it released a game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct
Yeah.
answer. Can anyone remember what their last game was and when it was released? I think actually Ed got in there first.
What?
Oh shit, can you finish the question?
What was the last game it released and what year was it in?
Was it when they did the Doom 3 BFG thing? Was that it?
Nope.
Rage?
It was Rage.
Wait,
Yeah.
Kevin, I think you might be wrong. Because Doom BFG was after Rage.
But it was kind of a re-release, wasn't it?
That wasn't the question, though, was it?
I don't know.
It's a fair point. Yeah, I probably should have the last original game Ed produced. Yeah, because I never even considered the BFD edition for like you say, it was just a repackaging and re-release, wasn't it? But no, fair point. But that, gentlemen, is the end of our quiz. And now we see how well you did.
Come on.
Oh dear.
Got this.
How was it?
I reckon Elliot's won. Because he's
I
got
don't know. I think it's going to be
pro
close.
gamer.
I've got my
knowledge.
MLG wristband on.
It's actually quite close at the end. In third place is Ed, who managed level 5, which is not great.
Oh, fuck off.
In second place
Come on.
is Elliot,
Yes.
who reached level 7. Just by a whisk, literally just creeping over the line onto level 8 was Craig.
What you get.
Many.
Life lesson for all he is.
I want a recount. This is bullshit.
So thank you all very much, gentlemen. Lovely to have you all on, and reminisce about the great days of when the internet could be relied upon to have a decent video game website that would discuss things openly and honestly.
Oh.
I was talking about us.
I was talking about us.
Can't be.
We were always open and honest, weren't we?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah,
we
apart from all those bribes that I took.
And our E3 coverage.
So, thank you all for playing. Thank you to anybody out there in internet land for listening. Again, if you want to get in touch, please email leveluppodquiz@gmail.com. Give us a follow on Twitter @leveluppodquiz. Hopefully you'll tune in again next week. If not, I'll just be here talking to myself.
It's the Game Daily crowd.
Thank you for listening and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Level Up was hosted by me, Kev Furlong, and was a fairly whirly production.
What we're going to do now, we're going to pretend that we've not had any.
Yeah, basically.